I have no problem with saying Gone with the Wind is one of the most iconic and most perfect films ever made. It is just a masterpiece of American cinema that needs to be seen by film lovers. If you haven't seen it, you really are missing out on fantastic filmmaking, great characters, fantastic acting, amazing, phenomenal, iconic score, and just a damn good story that you really connect to, even if you weren't alive during the time period it's set in. Now, the three directors who are tasked with directing this film, there are three of them, and they all had a very difficult task of blending their three directorial styles and also creating a very cohesive plot, and I think they did really, really well on both fronts. I never really felt there any tonal inconsistencies in this movie, and I was 100% pulled into this world and characters that was created for the entire 4-hour runtime. And this movie is 4 hours, but I can definitely watch it a couple of times because of how damn investing it is, and the direction and the production of this movie definitely is part of why I'm invested, but another part is the script or the acting or the score. The directors oversee all of them, and to make a almost perfect movie is very, very hard, and it's been proven many times. Good movies don't come easily, but it feels definitely like a labor of love from the directors. They all pulled passion into it in different ways, I think, as well. There was probably somebody focusing more on character-driven stuff or background-driven stuff as well, and another director doing something completely different. Maybe the big fire scene in Atlanta. There are different parts in this movie that's insanely long that probably needed different people to oversee, but the directorial styles never clash, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. Another fantastic part of this movie is definitely the acting. It's absolutely legendary, and before I get to talk about Vivien Leigh and Clark Gable on their own, they share one of the great screen chemistries of all time. Just when you see them on screen together, that passion towards each other, whether it be hate or love, that you experience throughout the whole film, it's very, very real. Sometimes it may be leaning towards the more like side, sometimes it might be leaning towards the hatred side of both these characters, but whenever they embrace or even meet, their characters are completely filled with some sort of passion, and their performances definitely show that. And I guess it's also their kind of Gable and Vivien Leigh's dislike towards each other on set. Like, apparently they didn't get along very well, but again, in any of the scenes that they're in, there's just some sort of passion and aroma and feeling and atmosphere to their relationship that's created throughout the whole film that just feels incredibly dynamic. And Vivien Leigh definitely creates one of the most iconic screen heroines of all time, maybe even heroes of all time. She really is a strong, independent, smart person who definitely is very determined. She is extremely determined, and she has one goal in mind, and that it mostly sticks with her throughout the film, and it definitely maybe taints her friendship with other people throughout the film, and Vivien Leigh definitely shows an understanding of that concept, and you can see that she is affected through the performance. Um, and it's just this character of Scarlett O'Hara is just very interesting to me. I always am enthralled by her whenever she's on screen. And Clark Gable as Rhett Butler, he's another very iconic portrayal and character that is really, really fantastic. Again, their chemistry is really well done. You know, despite what they maybe thought of each other off screen, Clark Gable is he is the perfect kind of anti-hero, especially in this film. Rhett Butler isn't all good, and neither is Scarlett either. You know, not many of these characters, especially the main characters, are completely likable, besides Melanie, played by Olivia de Havilland, and she is really the only fully bright spot in this movie, at least in terms of character, because she is pure good, and good wishes, and she doesn't think bad about anyone in the film. She doesn't have a bad thing to say at all. And Olivia de Havilland definitely portrays that extremely well. Hattie McDaniel also does a fantastic job. Some very progressive things happened after her performance, in that she ended up winning the Oscar, and I believe it's the first time an African American actually ever won one, which is really cool. She did a fantastic job, especially in her final scene. It's very heartbreaking and very raw as well. The script is very well, put together. There's some fantastic dialogue, and the development of the characters is very good. They don't stay the same at all during the film. They all change, or at least to have different perspectives of life than they do at the beginning, or love, or loss. And it's a very interesting idea, and I love that the ending is not happy. It's very. I would say it's uplifting, but it's also not happy. I don't think it's sad, but it's also not happy, which is a really interesting concept, and definitely one of the most iconic moments of the film and cinema history. But Gone with the Wind is littered with many fantastic dialogue, quotes, scenes, and that's all in the script as well. Character moments are just so well done, and this film does rely on melodrama at several points, but I feel like it's very well done, and definitely to make a statement on the state, or the physical or mental state of the character at that point, and it's just very interesting to see a script kind of try to do that. Overall, Gone with the Wind is just a quintessential film. It's not only a romance, but it has so many fantastic elements, and that iconic score. That theme, I've listened to it many times, and I don't get sick of it. Gone with the Wind definitely gets a 4 out of 4.